There's no sound.
好多技術故障。OK，通常我希望大家咧接受我嗰個 apologies 就係咧冇個聲音，因為咧我哋經常都會有一啲技術性嘅障礙咁樣嘅。咁樣welcome to our Thai 5 Online Global Training. I think this one it should be in English and this translation to Chinese, right? So very happy we come back again.
大家好，聽到我。
Yeah, I think everyone's actually, if you attend chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, you know very well who is Winning Tan and what he is teaching. So without further delay, let's welcome Winning Tan to start our leadership training for the chapter 4. OK, Winning 交時間俾你。
All right.
Oh.
All right. Thank you so much, Philip, Lucy, and we're once again. This is the 4th week, so it seems like we know each other quite well now after 4 weeks after 3 weeks of understanding each other, and this is the 4th week. And my son was just asking me just now. I said, okay, I'm gonna go do my Zoom now, so you better be quiet. And he says, what topic? I say, the 4 quadrants. He said, what? You've been doing that for 4 weeks, well, 3 weeks already. Why are you doing it again? Right? And then he says, is it that important? You have to do it so many times? So anyway, today, let's go ahead and share the slides and let's begin. All right, so this is week 4. This is week 4, and we're going to talk a little bit about social media and okay, we're going to talk about social media and personal development. Okay, but today I'm going to switch things around a little bit. I'm going to first talk about personal development and then talk about social media. Okay, so I hope that the translation here is good. I definitely know that Lisa Pang is doing a fantastic job on the other side. So please give her a round of applause. Thank you so much, Lisa, for doing live translation. And okay, let's go ahead. So this is you know, I'm very, very privileged to be able to be here today. And you know, I learned so many things from Philip throughout the years. And I remember this. I always take down the things he says, because what he says are always very, very precise and very important. And he says 1 second is all it takes. And then people are talking about what do you mean by 1 second? And then all he does is he takes 1 step and he walks to the left. He said, that's all, you know, take 1 step, I want, and that is it. So basically making a decision, right? Making a decision. So awesome learnings from Philip. So for myself, a little bit of introduction for those who just joined in today. I've been doing this business for about 18 years. I'm very excited every day. I feel very, very blessed to be able to do this business. But when I started, I was just a normal engineer, and my wife was an engineer, and my daughter, Jay, at that time she was 2, and now she's 20, right? And she kind of grew up in this whole world of Nu Skin. But both Casey and I were engineers, and we developed phones, designed phones, and so doing business, doing network marketing, selling things, recruiting people is definitely not something that you know, engineers do. Okay, so definitely coming into this business was quite challenging, and I think for a lot of people, just because they're not used to it, just because they don't know how, they oftentimes decide this is not for me, and this is not what I want to do, or this is not my interest. And but these skills that I've been talking about these past 3 weeks have really helped me learn how to do this business, okay? How to communicate with people, how to connect with people, and how to sell, how to coach, how to develop leaders, how to develop myself, how to understand myself, more importantly. And I think that that's one of the most important skills in this business, learning how to develop yourself, learning how to understand yourself, and learning how to, because of knowing yourself and understanding yourself, you know how to work with other people. I think that's the most important thing, because this business is about working with people, right? And that probably is the first step. So although the challenges, we went to take training, we went to read books, we studied, we have great mentors like Philip, Joseph, Janet, Tai Chi, Carissa, Monita, and Eddie, and Sarah. We had all these fantastic leaders, and they coached us, to do this business. So without knowing all these things, as an engineer, but learning these skills allowed us to achieve the things that we want. And my first goal was to get Casey to be a full-time mother. And we did that in a year and a half. And then for me, to also have that kind of freedom as well, it took 2.5 years. So I was doing part-time for 4.5 years. At that time, there was no social media. There was, there was no WhatsApp, so, and that's how we began this business. So, so learning the skills helped me to be. So how many of you here want to be free today? So if you want to be free today, write the word, I want to be free. I want to be free, right? And free can mean many, many things. It could be free from financial burden. It could be free from having a peace of mind. You don't worry, or free time, free time. Or when you wake up, you don't have an alarm clock, right? So how many of you would like that? Wake up without an alarm clock. So throughout these past 3 weeks, we have gone through first week, the survey, and we have already, determined, some of you have learned along the way what quadrants you are, and maybe some of you have made certain adjustments and changes and say, oh, no, maybe I'm there, okay? And along these 3 weeks, I hope that you have kind of know who you are better, right? And so we have divided the whole world into basically 4 groups of people, and then you have the promoters there. So all the promoters out there, type a P. Yay, I'm a P, right? P. So promoters are about fun. They like to take risks, okay? So these people are a bit crazy sometimes. So if you're crazy, then write a P. I'm a promoter, all right? And then you have the supporters, right? The supporters is about friendship, about love, all right? And about rainbows, okay? So if you are a supporter, right there, an S, I'm an S. I'm an S. I'm a supporter. I'm an S, okay? And then if you are one of those who are thinking, should I, write P, S, A, or C? Is it okay to write P, S, A, or C? Is it capital A or small letter A? Is it A 3 times or A 1 time? Then you're definitely an A. So make sure you write there. A, I'm an A, okay? Or maybe you're thinking, I better not write A. Maybe it's not safe. Maybe Willing is trying to classify us. Later he'll put us into groups. Oh, I don't want to type A. If you're thinking so much, you most likely are an A, okay? I think even before I go to talk about the controller C, I think a lot of C's already typing C. Even before I type C, ask you to do it already, right? Some of you are very impatient, isn't it? When is it going to get to me, right? I'm C, right? So I'm the red C. I'm a very proud red C. My C is better than any C. So are you a controller? So if you are a controller, and then hey, you are decisive, and you love money. You love money, right? I love money a lot. Okay. So let me just check a little bit. I want to make sure that okay, that there are people kind of communicating. So I hope that that's working. Okay, good. I can put it there. Awesome. All right, good. So we know we know, you know each other, you know you yourself, okay? And I guess you also know some of your downlines and some of your friends. Okay, so again, this is the data that we collected from, Philippines and also from Type 5 country. And I think this is pretty much reflective of the whole world, okay? So promoters, supporters is about 60%. And then you have analyzers at about 30% and controllers at 10%, okay? So you kind of know how the world is. Now, again, these are all quote-unquote new skin people. So it may be a bit skewed. So in new skin world, this is what we see, okay? Maybe some of the analyzers and controls, they don't even want to join the training, or maybe, okay? So the data is maybe skewed, but we can say that it's quite, we can use this data, okay? So in the past 3 weeks, we have learned about your personality, how to see others and identify others. You have learned their language and their style, okay? And then you know your strengths and your weaknesses at the same time. You know how to shift your personality, and we'll talk more about today. You know how to coach other people, all right? Using the 4 quadrants. Remember, the instructor, leader, and manager. And then you know how to invite others, okay? Because you can speak their language, you directly go to their heart, you build a connection right away, and then they trust you more, and then you can invite them easier. You know how to present, because when you're showing information, you're going straight into their heart, talking directly into their heart, okay? And you know how to close. We learned that last week, right? What quadrants influence what quadrants. Very, very powerful. You know how to work as a team, right? And along the way, you know how to build better relationships with people because you understand problems, right? And then along the way, you know how to improve yourself. So today, we're going to talk about how to develop yourself, and how to use this on social media as well, okay? So a little bit of a summary there and some homework. Again, I hope that every week or as you see people, you start to have this language in your mind. That means, okay, is he a promoter? Is he a supporter? Is he a controller? Is he an analyzer? Okay. And I'm not asking you to categorize people or put them in boxes. I'm asking you to, yes, understand who they are so that you can better communicate with them, so that you can say the right things to them, so that you can increase your effectiveness talking to people. That's the whole point, right? Effective communication. And of course, along the way, we had coaching. So, remember to coach your team, your downlines. And of course, there's many ways to coach. That this is the only way to coach, but this is the simplest way that I feel that everybody can play this role. Okay, and then invite, because we learned how to invite. So let me know if you have used some of this. How many of you have used some of these things? How many of you are starting to look at people differently? How many of you are starting to categorize people? How many of you are starting to coach people? Give me a 1 if you're starting to use this in your day-to-day basis. Okay, and how many are starting to coach? Maybe you say, yeah, I'm coaching people, I'm inviting people, and so tell me how you. And of course, Philip Losi, he's going to arrange next week, okay, Saturday, for another session where you can not only for just for questions, okay? So you will have questions, and I can answer them, and then we will probably have more interaction, because every time is a bit too long here. But the next week is all for questions, so you can tell me more about that as well. Okay, good, awesome. And of course, again, practice closing, right? How many of you started to use the closing methods? Of course, sometimes it will be a bit awkward. You may know how to do it because you have to think about what to do. But if you can remember this sequence, promoter, supporter, analyzer, controller, promoter, this sequence, then every time I want to close an analyzer, I need to be a supporter. I want to close a supporter, I need to be a promoter. Okay, so using this sequence. Yes, using this sequence. Yeah. Okay. And of course, how many of you have started to think about some of the people that you argue before and still arguing, and then still have some challenges with, some conflicts with, and how you are starting to realize, oh my goodness, it's not what he said, it's his personality that I wasn't used to. Now I realize, oh, last time somebody scolded me as I was prospecting them. Oh, now I know, oh, I was so negative and I was feeling so sad because he's that quadrant. How many of you have that realization that you know, that maybe you were angry with somebody for the wrong reason, okay? Because you didn't realize, oh, that's why we were working the way we are, because of the personality. Okay? All right, good. All right, so how to practice this? Again, know yourself, know others, right? Know yourself, know others, know how to shift, and then communicate accordingly with their style and with their personality. All right, good. So, a little bit of a summary here again. So for the new people to kind of know where you are today. Okay, so don't worry, we'll talk a lot more about each quadrant in a bit later. So today we're going to talk about personal development. So I have been using this, you know, in coaching people, coaching teams, coaching downlines, you know, coaching outside people, really, you know, with this 4 quadrants at the back of my mind. Right, the back of my mind. And as I talk to people, you know, I do a quick judgment. Now, again, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be 100% tuned. You don't even have to be 51% tuned. All right, 50%, your intuition, trust yourself. Who that person is fantastic already. Okay, and along the way, because you are thinking about it, okay, because you know there are 4 quadrants, so you know that it will eventually fit into one of them as you listen to the style, the language, the words that they say. Remember, I gave you the word, and then you start saying, oh, okay, now he's more here. If he's absolutely not a promoter, he will be definitely an analyzer. Okay, so remember that tip. Okay, all right, good. So I think along the way, I think this is a very important quote. But along the way in our life, we don't really have time to know ourselves. Nobody really teaches us to know. Sometimes we have mixed messages, and sometimes we don't read the book, we don't go for the training, we don't realize that there are patterns this way. Sometimes when we look at people and we find out, oh, there's so many types, right? And we get confused as to which type I am, and you say, yeah, I don't know who I am. But certain times, you know, as you are taking challenges, as you are reading, as you're talking to people, as you are maturing, you start to gain insight about yourself more and more. And some people know themselves, okay? And I found that all the leaders, why are they successful? One of the reasons is because they know themselves. And I'm not saying that if you don't know yourself, you're not going to be successful. I just find it a pattern that all the leaders I talk to, they know themselves. They're very humble. They know themselves, and they have a sense of wisdom, right? So it's very, very powerful to learn. Okay, so knowing yourself, and what have we been learning this past 3 weeks? Really is about knowing a bit about your we talked about this before, 3 weeks already. So a promoter's strength is creative, enthusiastic. Weakness is lacks detail, insincere, right? Laughing too loud, and then they throw tantrum, they get angry very fast, they hit the table, you know, they do all these sorts of things, right? So I'm sure you can excuse me. They're very friendly, they're very accepting. Of course, because they're so friendly, accepting, they appear weak and decisive, and they just follow. All right? No. So I'm not saying these are good or bad. These are who these characteristics are. Okay. The analyzers, well, their strength is they're very thorough, very persistent. Yeah. They think a lot, absolutely. And weakness again is, because they like this way and only this way, that they don't change a lot. They typically are very stubborn or very loyal and, boring because they just are comfortable with who they are and they don't want to, cause any more problem. Okay. So their backup style is if there's anything happening, or they typically like to avoid chaos, avoid mistakes, avoid too quick, too much risk. They avoid. Yeah. And of course the controller's strength is about, driven, close the door please, driven, result focused, right? Very of course, because they're so result focused, they get a bit insensitive. They don't really care much for people. They're very much task orientated, right? And the backup style is a tyrant. That means they can get very, very angry, right? Very, very. So, okay. So again, this is a bit of a personal development because you kind of know yourself, you know your weaknesses at the same time. So what we're going to do now is kind of look at how each of this apply to different situations. So for example, promoters are best. So if you have, if you're a promoter or if you have somebody who's a promoter, what can they do? What do they do best? Well, in dealing with people enthusiastically. Oh, hey, how are you? It's good to see you again. Enthusiastically. In expressing thoughts with excitement. Oh, that's a fantastic idea. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Okay. Upfront positions of attention. Upfront presentations, they're going to be perfect, if they do presentations. So if you're a promoter, these are the things that you do best. If you are a supporter, you are in positions of mediation and unity. Let's put it on. Let's table this. Let's get these departments to come together. You're about unity and mediation, right? So in storms, when they're very chaotic, you are the calming hand. Guys, come, let's sing a song. Let's give a group hug. Let's, we can get this through. A very optimistic, very positive point of view. In routines that might seem dull to others. That means for those things that you have to keep doing and doing all the time, doing the same thing and same. For promoters, are you boring, Lay? But for you, you will just do it and do it because it's not about what it is. It's about the duty, the responsibility, right? The task, the obligation to others, and that's why you will do these things. And guess what? Sometimes Nu Skin's work, the things that we do in Nu Skin, calling people, invite, present, qualify, training. After some time, it seems dull because you're doing the same thing and same thing and same thing. That's why supporters are going to be very successful because they will just do the same thing. All right. Now, analyzers are best. Now, if you're an analyzer, right? Okay. Then, of course, you are great in attending to details and deep thinking, the strategy. We're going to do that. Yeah. Which product? When are we going to do? When are we going to talk about thinking, strategizing, keeping records, right? Keeping charts and graphs, right? Keeping all the TR90 assessment forms that you have done, right? I think if you're promoters, you don't know where you put them already. Supporters is, you pass it on, you forgot to take it back. For analyzers, you stack it properly, you punch holes, you have dates, you have the alphabetical order, and then you can show me, wow, so nice already. That's you. Okay. You're great in analyzing problems too difficult, have high standards. Well, because you think that you can solve any problem better than the other three groups. Okay. And then controllers are best in jobs that require quick decisions, fast, right? Let's go do it. What to do? This is what I do. Remember, they operate on a i7 Intel Core, I don't know what name, code name, chip 10th generation. Okay, they're best in sports that need instant actions and accomplishments like a challenge. We got to do this. This is a project. Let's go do it. So project, accomplish, a campaign, right? Fighting for a trip, right? In areas that demand strong control and authority. So when there's too chaotic, okay, this is what you need to do. You go there, you do this, let's go do it now. So demand strong authority and control. So this is how you can use your strengths, how you can use your strengths. Okay, so I hope that kind of helps. If that's good, okay, give each other a high five. Give each other a high five. Hey, this is I can use this. I can share with people, and I can know where I can put my team. I know how to best use my team. If you have a team working together for a project, like a seminar, then of course, which ones are good in promoting, marketing, which ones are good in teamwork, getting the team, the debriefing together, which ones are out there, enrolling people in, which ones are out there registering, getting the data, the money, and this is how teams are put together. Okay. All right. Awesome. Good. So now we're going to talk a bit about the things that you can do. Now, last week we had Philip Losi have a good comment. He says, if I continue to be a promoter supporter, I will go and attract them, which is great. And I said that's great, but you definitely want to also learn how to attract controllers and analyzers too, isn't it? Because they bring in a different energy, a different factor, a different skill set into the whole team. But not only that, but they also bring in different styles and executions and speeds. And I know there are many conversations that say that, just work on your strengths and forget about your weaknesses. And I believe that as well, because if you keep working on your strengths get better and better and better and better, which are great. But also, we can't really not work on our weaknesses as well, because if we are operating in this quadrant, but we are too much of a quadrant, that means I'm very promoting, I'm so crazy, but I don't focus on the details. It's gonna be hard when you talk about, strategy and understanding strategy and how to put your volumes or where to plan and how to execute. Does it make sense? Now, if you're too analytical and then you're taking your time to do certain things and you're reading, of course, that's really good because you're very detailed, but yet in execution wise, it's going to be very slow, right? And which is all right. People say slow and steady, but sometimes you need momentum. Okay? You probably can be slow, but your downlines could be fast. Now, if you are very controlling and then you know exactly what you need to do and you're going to do it this way and you're doing it very fast and you're typically very impatient as you're very, very controlling, then it turns out that it might be difficult to work with other people because not many people operate in that speed and in that kind of certainty. Some people are kind of a bit relaxed a little bit. They take their time a little bit. Just for example, the supporters, they probably can't operate at that speed. And if you are a supporter and you're very, very much a supporter, and you're always saying, oh, maybe people don't like me, I'm a bit fearful, my confidence is low. So definitely, it's gonna be hard to go and talk to people, isn't it? If you have that. So today I'm kind of addressing if you are on the extreme cases. Now, if you tell me, William, sometimes I feel like I'm a controller, I can be a promoter, I can be an analyzer. Hey, that is fantastic. That really is what you want to come to. And we'll talk a bit about that as we go along. But today I find that we probably need to find a way to come to the middle. So the things I'm going to talk now are kind of, you may feel, well, I'm a supporter, but I'm not like that. I'm already doing that, which is great. That means you're moving to the center a little bit. But if you are operating on the extremities, right, and you find that you can't connect with people, invitation, closing, or building a team, maybe your level 1 works well with you, but you find that your level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 can't connect with you. Saying that we are all weak in such a way, but we are expanding because Nu Skin is 5% 6th generation. Isn't it? and thank goodness for that. So that allows us to enjoy the depth, and that's why we all have to be a bit more versatile. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about promoters. So these are just things that I have. You know, if you understand what I'm saying, give me a 1. If you kind of understand what I'm saying, give me a 1. And I just want you to be kind of aligned to this idea. Again, I'm not here to say that you're bad, you're weak, you're no good. I'm just saying how do we get from extremes to the middle for each of the quadrants. And give me a 1 to say that, hey, yeah, that's what I understand what you mean, you know. And you know, I have certain things myself. Sometimes I'm very supporter, and yet I need to know how to get to the middle myself, or how to shift to the other side. Now, as I talk to the promoters, I'm not really just talking about the promoters only, and that if you're a supporter and like controller, you don't have to listen. You're gonna have to listen about this, because you're gonna use this to coach a promoter. If you have a downline who's a promoter, then these are the things that you may not go straight away and say, hey, you know, you're promoter, you got to remember things, because it will take it as a bit of a quite defensive for certain people. So I'm getting a bit hot here. I don't know why the aircon is not working. Let's go. Okay. So now you're not here to say, hey, you like that. Your new downline who hasn't heard about 4 quadrants probably has to go through and have an introduction of the 4 quadrants, so that he kind of understands. Okay. And so again, you know, you're learning this from a perspective of how can I coach other people? How can I coach myself if I'm a promoter? Okay. And I think you start to see the logic and the value in all this as well. All right. Now, these are nothing new. You know this already. Some of you are already doing all these things. It's just either a reminder or a direction or a compass direction, so that if I'm a supporter and I see this, then I say, oh, now I understand why he operates this way. Okay. All right, good. So, and I use the word add on because I feel that you already have those strengths, and you already doing a lot of things. You know, if you're in Nu Skin and you're here, you're a fantastic leader already. Okay. So give yourself a round of applause for being here today. Yes, you know, 8. Give yourself a round of applause for being here today and for coming all the way from week 1, 2, 3, and you're here at week 4. You know, I think you guys need a graduation, don't you? We'll do a graduation next week. Give yourself a round of applause for being here. Lisa, thank you so much again. I hope that you are at par with everything here today. This is kind of a new material in a sense. So, you know, may not be quite fluent as her in a translation. So please give her a round of applause and forgive her if she has any mistakes and can't keep up. Okay, so promoters, we talked about that last week. What do you need to do? Remember your spouse's birthday, first time you kiss, first time hold hand, first time see parents, first time see movie, first time cry. Guys, remember, all right? So add on. Focus on the details. You need to know the details, right? Because you just go, let's go. But you forgot to buy the ticket, right? You don't know what bus, what airline, what check-in counter, right? So you need to know the details, okay? Most promoters, they either miss the bus, miss the plane, miss the car, miss the bus, miss something, miss a meeting, miss an appointment. They miss a lot of things, okay? So focus on the details. How? Well, use your tools, use your watch, use your phone, you know, don't rely. Promoters sometimes are overly confident and they start to think, I can remember one. Well, you know, don't trust that, okay? Don't trust the promoter when he says, I can remember, okay? You have to do the remembering. You have to, you know, I wish that if I can make a schedule, I at the same time send the schedule to him and he's logged in, which you can, okay? You guys need to read, right? You can't just remember. Oh, I know I remember. They're overly confident and they don't, right? So you need to read. Oh, I read magazines. I'm not talking about magazines. I'm talking about really books with words, okay? Promoters will open the book and I want to sleep already, you know? And typically promoters will say, I hate books one, right? If you see a person who uses the word hate, don't like, cannot, don't want, then you know they're promoter already, okay? So reading. And reading is important, okay? Reading, to me, helps you regulate yourself, helps you mature. I'm not saying that you're not mature, but when you read, It helps you regulate your thoughts, regulate your thinking, so that you're not extreme, you're not down, but you're regulated. That's the power of reading. I feel that reading gives you a sense. What sense? You can smell more sensitively. You can taste things better. Sometimes promoters just eat lah, very good, but they don't taste all the senses and all the flavors and all the ingredients. Read, okay? Listen, spend some time, listen. Don't talk too much, listen more. Now, of course, when I say this, I'm not saying that you're bad and you don't listen at all, but listen, silence the chatter inside. You don't have to be the first one. You don't have to be the right one. You don't have to be the loudest. You just have to listen. Take notes, right? Promoters sometimes take what note? They don't even have paper or pen, right? And then they'll say, oh, I got my phone. But after they take notes, they'll start doing Facebook and checking Instagram. Take notes, right? Use a book. How? Force yourself. Get a book, hold it, take a pen, hold it. When you hold a book and a pen, you don't hold your phone. You start to take notes, okay? So take notes. And taking notes regulates your thought, you pay attention, you are focused, okay? Now, of course, I know promoters after focus for 5 minutes will start to look there and left and look at the phone again, isn't it, right? So again, it takes practice, okay? Again, 6 is regulation, right? So for promoters, I feel the word regulation is key. Regulate yourself, right? Promoters can be like a bomb, boof. The energy is everywhere. But if you can make the bomb with a nozzle, then that is a rocket. And that is a controlled burn. So regulate yourself, right? Is that okay? Is that cool? All right, good. All right, good. And how many of you feel that this is something, how many of you promoters feel that this is something that you need to work on? Give me a 1 if you, or a P, you know, that this is something I need to work on. You know, shows me certain direction, how to regulate myself. Breathe, guys, breathe. And very much so, control your temper. Very important, very important. And we have all heard the story, right? Once your temper is out, very hard to get back, isn't it, right? And because when your temper is out, when you want to get back things, you always say, he apologized because what he apologized. We tend to get into that ego fighting already. Learn to breathe, right? Breathe, control that temper. Before you get pissed off, breathe. Before you get angry, breathe. You know, I was like that before. You know, I was driving, and then somebody cut me off, you know, when you come into my lane. I say, what the fuck, you know, and I was like pissed off, you know, and then Casey was sitting beside me. I was like, driving. I said, okay, you know, guess what? I turned my gear and I'm going to catch that guy. I'm going to give that guy a finger, right? I was like, pissed off. And Casey was saying, no, Willing. No, he was holding my hand. No, Willing, no. And then Casey said, if you fight with a pig, you only get dirty too. Oh, after I heard that, I calm myself down. Because if you fight with a pig, you only get dirty too. All right? So control your temper, breathe, okay? Okay. And get serious, okay? Promoters, I know fun is important. If music is not fun, I wouldn't be doing it also. There is time for fun and there is time for serious. This business is a serious business, isn't it? When you look at how much money you can make, guys, just think about how much money you can make. Of course, when you're starting, you look at the money, it's like sharing bonus, $10 or $15 or $100. Oh my God, I make more than that at work. But when you're looking at a, you know, you are Ruby or EBD or a TE, and you start to tap on your BC account, you start to look at the money and say, I mean, this is serious money. This is like a small company, you know, and it is. I'm telling you, one day, whatever you do in a month is equal to what people do in a year. Not what people do, what a company does in a year. Okay, that's the kind of size. Of course, no need to mention COE3 Philip, right? What he does in a year is like, you know, how many companies add up together. Okay, so it is not a hobby. It's not a hobby. Okay, and I know that promoters come in, they like the fun, they're attracted by it. That's okay. But as they come in, you need to add on the idea. This is not a hobby. This is serious stuff. Okay, because if you treat it like a hobby, you get hobby income. If you treat it like a business, you get business income. Right? And set a goal. Promoters, you know, they'll set a goal. Sometimes the goal is too big. It's like, are you sure? You know, you want to be a millionaire next month? I mean, Come on, think about it, right? You can't, okay? So set a goal, but you nonetheless have to set a goal, okay? It's important that they have to set a goal. And they have to be reminded about the goal. Why do they have to be reminded about the goal? Because they keep forgetting their goal. Did I make a goal? What's my goal? I forgot my goal already. Okay, it's like that one. So you as an upline, you gotta help them remember. And if you are a promoter, you got to remember, write it down, a goal. And again, definitely make the goal smart, realistic, okay? Smart, don't do crazy things, okay? I'm not saying that you cannot think crazy. You can, but you have to put in the equal amount of effort, okay? So a lot of times promoters would set high goals, which is great, fantastic, we love them, but sometimes we have to match the effort, isn't it? So the goal must, the expectation must meet the effort. Write that down. Expectation must meet effort. That's for promoters. Expectation must meet the effort that you put in, okay? And know the purpose or the objective. You need to know the purpose. It's not like, hey, you know, the purpose is not just the big picture, but the purpose, the point. Why are we doing this? It's not just because we can go shopping, adventure, and have lifestyle. It's the point. The point is to create time. The point is to have passive reoccurring income. The point is to duplicate. See the word duplicate? They need to learn the word duplicate because promoters is all about themselves. You know, it's all about themselves. They need to learn how to duplicate, and duplicate. But they don't know how to duplicate because they don't go for training. They don't take notes, right? So to teach them, the objective is to duplicate. Are we clear? If you're clear, give me a 1. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. See, my son, probably a supporter bringing me water. All right. Say hi. All right, good. See, close the door. Okay. Then there are number 12 again. Again, there are phases, and I like this phase kind of concept. Now, I'm not saying that this is the only way. You know, I respect everybody's, you know, their systems and the way of thought. But my point is understanding, because promoters are not going to get everything at once. Because if you give them too much information, they fall asleep, they get distracted, and they cannot go in, overwhelm already, right? So probably if you break down the whole thing into phases, then it's probably easier for them to remember, probably easier for them to get it. Remember, easier for them to get it. This is all about effective communication. How do we communicate with people so that they get it? Key. Either through 4 quadrants, either breaking down the information into categories. How do we get them to get it, right? So that should be your thought. So if you're a promoter, you got to think in terms of phases. Phase 1, what do I do in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3? Understand the phases. There's many types of phases in Nu Skin. For example, the building phase, and then the managing phase, and then the die phase. Of course, in Nu Skin business, you don't want to be in the managing phase and definitely not in the dying phase. So make sure you don't get into the managing phase. You want to be in the growing phase, right? Okay, so that's one phase. And of course, another phase is, you know, your phase is you're kind of building a consumer base, right? And then the next phase is you're building your qualifying executive, right? You're qualifying, right? And then the third phase is you're building 4 executives, right? Becoming a EVP or Ruby. And then you're saying, okay, well, now that I can do 4, I'm going to duplicate and open 100. Okay, now I learned this from Philip, right? So the phases. So this is what promoters need to add on into their you know, so that become more centered, more all-rounded. Okay, I hope this helps. Right? And if this helps, you know, give it a 5 if this helps you. Give me a 5 if that helps you. Now we're gonna go a bit deeper today. Now I just want you to kind of have this in your image a little bit. Now, if you're a promoter, you have good days and you have bad days. Sometimes you tell me, but Willie, sometimes I feel like I'm a supporter. But Willie, sometimes I feel like I'm a controller. All right. So when do you feel that? Well, it turns out that if you're a promoter and it is a good day, things are going fine, people are seeing you, whatever, you become a supporter. Right? There's love, flexibility. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, let's go. You become a supporter. But when it's a bad day, nothing is happening, you're getting rejections. Guess what? You're getting a bit pissed off. Where you become a controller. You better do it, okay? I don't care, man. How come like that one? Like, so you become a controller. So depending on a good day and a bad day, this is who you become. Does that make sense? All right. So that kind of explains you. Sometimes you feel, hey, but sometimes I'm like that, but sometimes I'm like that. Well, it depends on your day, Now, you can stay here, but you can close the door. Okay. So what do we do? What does it mean? It means that if you are, when you are promoted and it's a good day, you act like a supporter. You do the things like a supporter does. You use the languages like a supporter does. And if you are a bad day, promoted, become a controller. Well, again, you use the things that the promoter are associated with, and we've gone through that already. All right, that gives you some expansion, some understanding. If your downline is a promoter and is having a bad day, then you know you need to speak in certainty with them. You kind of mesh them. You give them the information because you're trying to influence them as an analyzer. Give them information. This is what you need to do. They could be in a bad mood, right? But you give them information, right? And you show them, hey, there's a big money here. You still want to do it or not, right? We're talking a couple of $100,000 here. So you kind of treat them as a controller for them to see the big picture, okay? Takes a while to understand, but it kind of gives you some added dimension about how to manage people and as well yourself as well. Okay. All right, good. So we talked a lot about promoters. We're going to talk about supporters. Okay, supporters, are you here? If you're a supporter, type an S, right? No, if you're a supporter, give me some love, right? Because you are all about love. You're all about friendship. You're all about, hugs, right? So only loves from supporters, right? Supporters are full of love. We need to give them a channel to express their love with everybody. All right, very good. So add on, nothing, not that you're worse, not that you're weak, not that you don't have these things, but we can become better at it, okay? So if you are very much a supporter and you feel that, not so much confident, or you have downlines who are exhibiting these kind of personalities, nothing wrong with them. These are the ways that we can guide them. We can channel their energy, which is love, their friendship, their big heart, channel it towards something that is assertive, things that I talk about here today, okay? Sorry. Okay, so as we learned from last week, if you're a supporter, you definitely need to do what? Voice out. You got to start to trust yourself, trust to have that voice, trust that you matter, okay? Now, so voice out is key. I know for some of you it's different. And in fact, a lot of these things I'm talking about today, for some of you, could be a breakthrough. It's like, I'm not like that, but hey, it's a breakthrough. Why? Because you're not used to it. You've been always keeping it, holding it inside, not telling people for so many years. Now that you want to say no, oh my God, it's a big thing. You've been saying yes all your life. Now you say no. Huh? What? When you said no? You never said no. What's wrong with you? You crazy? And then because of that feedback, you pull back in. No. I mean, yes. Yes. You see, it's not easy. All right. And I'm not saying that what you did in the past is all wrong, but when you start to feel that, you know what, it's about time I said no, it's about time I did something for myself, that's when you need to break through. Okay. So voice out, be assertive, learn to say no. So all the supporters, I need you to do one thing. Type in, no means no. No means no. Write that down. No means no. Learn to say no. Okay. And no is not just to other people. Sometimes no is about yourself because you love other people so much. Because of other people, you do many things. Because of other people, then you say, oh, okay, no, and you say yes, no. And sometimes you say yes to yourself, which you should be saying no. But the no is the right answer, but you say yes. So no means no. All right. Okay. It may cause some challenges at home, I understand. But I told you that last week, isn't it, right? If you can't remember, go back and watch last week what you need to do if your spouse is a controller, what you need to do. Now, okay, number 4, don't care about others. When I say don't care, you care most about everybody and then least about yourself. So when I say don't care about other people, what do you mean don't care about people? I don't care about people. I care for people. That's who I am. Well, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you're in this business and people tell you cannot do it, don't care, right? When people, criticize you about this business, don't care, all right? Because, if you care for what they say. Now, I'm not saying that what they say is not important, but if they don't know about Nu Skin, they haven't heard it, haven't done it, heard so much about negative from other things, but they have never succeeded in Nu Skin, then I don't think they're qualified to tell you whether you can or cannot. Make sense? So that's what I mean by don't care about other people, because this is the fact. If you stop doing Nu Skin, if you're affected by people who tell you, oh, you can, whatever, especially when you're rejected or, people give you tough questions, and you say, yeah, you're right. Yeah, probably I can't do this. Yeah, I probably have to go back to work again. You're right. Guess what? You're not living your dream, which is number 5. You're not living your life. You're living their life. You're living their dreams, right? So and you ask yourself when you're 80 and 85, are you happy that you live your life, or is it all the people who rejected you living their lives, isn't it? So remember, it is your dream, your life. And that's why about the age of about 30, you start to have this feeling, when is it my time? When is it I'm going to do what I want to do? And not just do for other people, not just for my kids, for my spouse, for my in-laws, for my parents, for everyone in the world, and for my boss, for my supervisor, for my colleagues. Hey, it's my turn. All right. Around 30s, you will start to have this feeling already. And that's why Nu Skin is very, very powerful and very fitting for all those people out there who want to have a change in their life. Yeah. So number 6, you got to be certain. You got to be certain. Now, again, like I said, certain is knowing what you want and clearly communicating it to the other person without hesitation. For example, so you think you can do it? A typical supporter will say, well, I don't know. I think can lah, I'm gonna try lah, just give it a try. Well, that is not certainty. And if you deliver in that kind of a fashion, you're not going to get the results. We know this, right? We know this already. So being certain is, yes, that's all. You don't have to say much. Yes, you believe you can do it? Of course. I'll show you. Okay? So that's certainty. Does it mean that you need to have the results? Not really. Does it mean that you have to shout? No. Does it mean that you have to show them, your VNG or your money? No, it doesn't. It means that you answer with certainty, right? Answer with certainty. And guys, when I say answer with certainty, you absolutely can, right? Because answer with certainty, it basically says this: say yes without the la, right? Suppose yes la, yes law, maybe law. Don't say words like that. Say words like yes, sure, of course, absolutely, definitely, right? I'm sure a lot of you, when you talk to me and you see my comments, I think you see a lot of absolutely, isn't it? Right? Because I myself is a supporter, so I need to deliver confidence. And in my comments, I'll just say #absolutely. Okay, absolutely. And that's what I do. That's how I dispense certainty to other people, even though I'm a supporter. So words and languages are very powerful. You need to learn how to use them. Number 7, don't worry about the results. You see, a lot of us, and again, it's not just supporters, a lot of us, every quarter, are always concerned about the results. But I don't have the result. But I'm not a blue diamond. But I don't have the money. But I haven't gone to any gym. I'm not qualified. I haven't lost any weight. How can I talk? So don't worry about the results. Of course, if your results are not that good and if they're going negative, then of course, find a way to solve the problem. But if you have 0 and you're new and you're starting and you have 0 results, it doesn't matter. What is important is you know the process. What is important is you can show me how. It doesn't matter if you have it. What is important is you can show me how. Now, I have not made a 50,000 US yet, but I know how. You see, that's so powerful. That's certainty. And your friend will say, really? You know how? Show me. That's what I'm talking about as a supporter. Because supporter is always fixated with, but I don't, but people, then you just have to show the how. Okay? Does that make sense? Are you guys with me? Okay, if you're with me, give me a 1 and say, yeah, I'm here with you. I'm paying attention. I know the process. I know the process. I know how. I know how to teach you how to make 50K a month. Okay? 8, don't be afraid to change, right? Don't be afraid to change. You see, supporters are all about friends, they're all about people, right? So they're all about accepting, but my friend will not like me, but my friend will reject me. I will not have any more friends. My friend will go away. These are some of your fears, right? Supporters, right? True? Is that your fear? Is that a fear that you're losing friends? Write that down. Yes, you know, I'm afraid of losing friends. That's one of my biggest things. And number one, admit that you're afraid that you're losing friends. But most of you here are quite veterans, so you kind of understand that already. But I know that you may have new people coming in who may say, oh, I don't want to talk. Why I don't want to talk? I don't want to lose friends. I want to tell them I'm doing Nu Skin. Later they boycott me, then how? They unfriend me, then how? Isn't it, right? So, right? Don't be afraid to change. You want to. You know that you feel that you need to change. Supporters love to change. Not that they always change. They want to. They want to. They want to become more courageous. They know that they have been saying yes all their life. They want to learn how to say no. They want to change. They want to be stronger. They want to become a leader. They want to read books, right? So personal development is very strong with supporters, right? So, but don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to change. Friends will adapt eventually. Your friends say, huh? You're doing Nu Skin? Oh my God, stay away, man. Oh my God, stay away, right? And they might, and they will. They'll tell friends, hey, Willing is doing Nu Skin. Better stay away, you know? But that's not within my control, remember, right? That's what they think. And I have to be okay with that. As a supporter, although I'm mostly influenced, I'm hurt, I'm disappointed, you go to your upline, oh my God, I didn't do Nu Skin. People, friends will say gossip things behind me, you know, they never answer my call anymore. You will feel that way. And I'm not saying that Nu Skin is bad because of it, because people, your friends, are so used to who you are. You are a supporter, and supporter is always flexible, always listening, always accommodating. Yeah, Willing, let's go. Okay, let's go. Willing, do this. Okay, I'll do that. See, very supportive. But when you say no, you're like, oh shit, can say no already, man. Walao, proud no, arrogant now. Well, these words, proud, arrogant, when it hits a supporter, it's like a dagger to the heart. You die. You will die. Oh, my friend said I changed. Willing, you change a lot. Exactly. That's what my friend said one day. I was calling him. I was driving. I was going to Bukit Jambu. I was driving the way. I called him, you know, trying to connect and say, you know, how you wanted to recruit him. And he said one word that really hit me. He said, well, Willing, you've changed a lot. I said, oh my God, man. It did. It affected me for a few weeks. Then I realized myself, well, I'm changing for the better. Yeah, I am. Okay. So don't be afraid to change. Your friends will adapt eventually. Meaning what? Well, at first they see you, doing Nu Skin. Can man? A week later, oh, not bad, huh? A month later, wow, got some results. 6 months later, oh, you want a trip? Wow, not bad. A year later, wow, that's a big team you have there. Okay? They will adapt to you. And they will say, you know what? At first they'll say, cannot one, you cannot one. Now they say, well, you know, if anybody can do Nu Skin, you are the one that can do Nu Skin, right? People will adapt because people are not used to it. It's not that you need to change. Your friends needs to change too to adapt to you. And everybody's lazy. So if you've changed, you're asking me, I need to change to adapt to version Willing 2.0. Man, I like Willing 1.0. Bring back Willing 1.0. I don't like Willing 2. I'm not used to Willing 2.0. After some time, they will adapt to Willing 3.0. Got it? You are changing. Now, the reason you are changing, guys, supporters is about love. Supporters is about helping other people. I'm sure you want to help your friends. I'm sure you want to help them have time and financial freedom. I'm sure you want to introduce them a product that can help them save them and lose weight and all that kind of stuff, right? So why are you doing this? Supporters are doing Nu Skin for a bigger purpose. They're doing it for everyone else, for their kids, and usually not for themselves. But remember, you are improving, and improving is change. And you are in changing for who? For them. Because as you become successful, as you lose weight, as you become younger, they will see, they will realize, and they'll come to you and say, hey, I want what you're having. I want to do what you're doing. I like your lifestyle. I like your freedom. I want that too. So you are going through these changes for who? For them. For them. That should be your motivation to continue. That should be a motivation to persist, right? right there. I am changing for them. I'm changing for them, right? Because number 11, you have a big love. You have big purpose, all right? Although you're self-confident, your confidence is low. Really, can I do it? But really, in you, you're doing it for everyone. You just need the steps. You just need to take the process. You need to learn the lessons. You need to come for the training. You need to do the work. You need to present to people. You need to grow. You have to grow your organization. And when you do that, you will achieve your purpose. And that purpose is to help the world. And that's why we have Philip Chong. That's why we have Philip Chong. Okay, let's give Philip a round of applause. He has such a big love to help so many people, right? That's power. But probably he wasn't like this before. That's his evolution. So if you're a supporter, you will become Philip. So 12, we got to break free from this thinking of, what other people think, what people force on me, I know you want to help other people. I know you want to please everyone. I know that you want to make everyone happy, but you realize by making everyone happy, you're not happy, right? You have given enough that now, not saying you're selfish and you're taking. No, you're leveraging on Nu Skin business to help even more people. So you need to break free of that traditional old-fashioned thinking so that you can now unleash who you really are. You are powerful. Why? Because you already operate from the heart. Right? Operating from the heart is the most powerful tool, right? So, but you need to break free of what other people say and realize that what other people say is just temporary, because your current situation is temporary. You will be better, stronger, faster, richer, wealthier, healthier. All right, break free. You good? You guys good? If you're good, supporters, I think the only thing we can give is what? Give more love, give more love, give each other more love, right? Because you know how to give love, right? Give love. You don't need training for that. So again, similar to the promoters, when the supporters is having a bad day, they become promoters, right? Maybe exaggerating, maybe loud, maybe negatively loud, maybe negatively pessimistic, maybe more, more energy there. So supporters can be promoters because they can get to that level. They're pissed off enough that they can be energetic, right? And on a good day when things are right, they get to a more systematic mode. They get to a more, I see. Okay, well, we can do 1, 2, and 3. They get more systematic. They get more thought. They start thinking. Not bad. They start thinking about maybe vision, about strategy, about what to do next. They get more detailed. Okay? Yeah? So this is another way to look at supporters, and you feel, but sometimes I'm an analyzer, but sometimes I'm a promoter. It's true, you are, depending on the day, depending on a good day. Are you a good day? Is it a bad day for you? And you know what to do on a bad day, you know what to do on a good day. Okay? So I give you some insight to expand this dimension of this 4Q. If it's too complicated for you, forget about it. Just work on these things. Just work on these things. But just to give you some indication, some areas that you can see, I see where I am. Okay? Again, knowing yourself is the beginning of wisdom. Is the beginning of wisdom, right? Okay, we're on analyzers. Okay, analyzers. Sorry, it's getting a bit more time. So analyzers, add on. Again, analyzers. Right now, you're thinking, you're going through the list. You're questioning. God, man, can man, really? Yeah, a little bit. So we learned from last week. Analyzers need to give more compliments, isn't it, right? Rather than looking at the fault. Yeah, like that one, not straight, not straight. Look, the word there, you see the graphic there, you see spelling wrong, you see the color, cannot see the contrast. Look, you have 1,000 things to say. You already know how to find the problem. Now you need to just turn the switch and look at all the value. Look at all the value. Look at all the good things and say, yeah, the color, the brightness, the square, the shape, the compliment. Analyzers, you need to give a compliment. Give a compliment right now to anything, anyone, whoever's beside you, right? Give a compliment to yourself. Give a compliment to Philip. Give a compliment to someone. Give a compliment. Analyzers. And I think analyzers will be having a tough time right now. Notice that it will be very quiet. Notice for a while, nothing's going to be written. See, nothing. Analyzers are still thinking, what to write, huh? How to compliment, what to say. Did they say wrong then how? Oh my God, it's wrong. Come on, analyzers, write something. Hoxing. Thank you, Hoxing. Thank you, CEO Hoxing. See, only one, only two. Look at the analyzers are now brain frozen. They are paralyzed. They do not know how to operate. Look at that. No analyzers. 30% of you are analyzers. So there are 30% of you. There are about 123 of you here today. That means there are at least 30 of you. And out of 30 of you, only Hoxing has written something. Analyzers, come on. Let's go, analyzers. Now, you don't have to compliment me, okay? There's many things to compliment. Oh, today is a beautiful day. Today, I'm dressed well. Today, I feel good, right? It's good. You can write those things. I miss Philip Chung is not a compliment, okay? Okay, I've given you enough torture already. The analyzer, come on, Willing, let's go. I cannot tahan this anymore, all right? So, 2, trust. Analyzers is trust. Trust is a very big word for analyzers. Trust is like the most important word in their life. Trust is the reason they operate. Trust is who they are. The reason they're so quiet, they don't trust you. The reason they read so many books, they don't trust what you say. They have to read the book. The reason they don't make a lot of friends, because they don't trust them. It's all about trust. The reason they are stubborn, they don't want to change, it's because of trust, right? They don't trust what you say because what you say can be a mistake. Trust. Now, analyzers, my theory of analyzers is that I believe that when we are born, we don't become. There's people who believe that when they're born, you automatically DNA and you become promoter, controller, supporter, analyzer. But I believe that it is because of influences, certain things that make you become who you are. For example, a supporter is, they start to want to help take the plates. And when they take the plates away, you say, oh, so nice, so good, so awesome. Then they say, oh, if I do this, more people love me. And the other one is if they go and they sing and say, wow, very good. Some people will pull back and some will say, oh, wow, people like me. So they do more. And then it depends on external influence, how your parents and how they are, because you may rebel and maybe follow. But trust sometimes happens because of, situations like maybe scolded, maybe very strict, and then makes you, okay, I got to be very careful. I cannot make a mistake, because I make a mistake, somebody will scold me, and I better, I better read, I better do many, many times, I better think about it before I do anything. So sometimes that may be the cause. Okay, so, and that can also be remedied as well, all right? So number 3, forgive, right? Analyzers, they like to hold a grudge. If you piss me off, I'll remember that for life, okay? If you piss me off, I'll remember that for life. So you hold that grudge and you hold it for too long. and it's playing here. It's playing, you know, it's you, you're playing. And let me ask you, if that grudge is playing all day long, what kind of person do you become? Do you become a happy person? Or do you become somebody that really look at people and mistrust them, huh? Are you gonna be that one again? Are you gonna trick me again? You have some ulterior motive? You have an ulterior motive, right? And right, so forgive, right? Take risks. So you gotta take some risks, right? Because things may happen, right? So you just have to take some risks. You have to make mistakes, right? Because from mistakes you learn. If you're so afraid to make mistakes, guess what happens? You don't learn anything, right? You don't stretch the envelope. You only work within this thing, and you get more and more. You get more and more limited. You don't take risks. You don't make mistakes. And Nu Skin is a place where you can make mistakes, because what's the worst that could happen? Ask yourself. Analyze this. Write that down. What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? Right? Are you gonna die? No. You're gonna lose a couple of thousand? Maybe. Are you gonna lose weight? Of course. Right? So have fun. Enjoy. Live life. Right? Think about it. Number 8 is important for you. No one is out to get you, because you're always thinking, is anybody out to get me? Is anybody going to treat me? Is anybody going to cheat my money? Is anybody going to, stop thinking that way. No one is out to get you. If they're out to get you, they've done it before already, okay? And now you're smart enough. You have so much technology. And because something in the past, some conversation, somebody betrayed you, somebody lied, somebody cheated, you start to think that everybody is there. And that program is playing over and over and over again. And you live where? You don't live today. You're living in the past. You're living in the past. All right. You got to stop that program. Will they hurt you again? They might, but you're older. They might, but you're smarter. They might, but hey, you're doing Nu Skin. What else can they do? All right. And number 9, change for a better life. I know you don't want to change because you've done. I'm okay, William. I'm 30. I'm 50. I'm all right. All my life, I've been good. I'm making some money. I'm okay. What do you mean change my life? I have a better life. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you operate on the extreme, you want to change to have a better life. And if you want a better life, then these are the changes you need. These are the sacrifices. These are the things you need to let go. Keyword: letting go. Letting go. Right? Letting go. I remember Philip told me that once. We had a conversation, and Philip said to me, Willing, you gotta let go. And I was thinking about that for many years, and it gave me really powerful inspiration. Thank you, Philip. Right? And forget you have a brain. This is what Casey says. This is Casey's quote. Right down there. Analyzes. Forget you have a brain. Forget you have a brain, because the brain is to keep you safe. Right? So I always say there is a battle between the brain and the heart. Make sure the heart wins. There's a battle between the brain and the heart. Make sure the heart wins. Right? The brain is to keep you safe. The heart is to go out and help people. The heart is to live a life, go for the dream, make the money. Right? So forget you have a brain. Okay? And ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Analyze, what's the worst that can happen? You're not gonna die, right? Your GV put wrong place, so what? Get another one, right? 12, don't let others who don't know anything stop you. Guys, this is a challenge to analyze. Analyze, come on. You're smart, you read, you go for training, you take notes, you pay attention, you remember things, right? You know the details, you have the vision, right? You've gone to the BOM, you've gone to the Zooms, you know the visualize of success, you know the philosophy, you know the type 5, but you allow other people to tell you you can't? No, right? No. Don't let other people who don't know anything stop you. Okay? So again, analyzers too. They have bad days and they have good days too. All right? So if you're an analyzer and you have a bad day, you go back to become a supporter. I'm like that one, no. So if you have a downline and he's an analyzer and it's a bad day, and you say, well, how come he's acting as a supporter? He's like, well, that's why. An analyzer on a bad day acts like a supporter. So they need love. They need to be assured. They need leadership. You're coaching them. You don't go instructor and manage. You go leader. Okay? And if the analyzer is on a good day, guess what? They start to control. Not control in a negative sense. They start to take action. They be assertive. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And this is what you need to do. This is very powerful. Think about it for a second. Think about it. Love is very powerful in Nu Skin. Controlling and getting the results is also very powerful in Nu Skin. So the analyzers are some of the most powerful people of all the groups. Analyzers, supporters, and controllers, and analyzers and promoters. Only the analyzer can be all three. Only the analyzer can be all three. The rest can be two. But the analyzer can be all three. Analyzer, are you happy now? Are you happy now? Analyzer, are you happy now that you are the only one that can be all three? Why can you be all three? Because when it comes to a challenge, when it comes to doing what you want to do, when you face with a breakthrough and you know the value and you know the benefits, you will change and you will do whatever it takes. Analyzers are that powerful. Okay? I'm not saying they're only ones. I'm saying that they can do this. And how they use this tool really depends on how successful they will be. Okay, controllers. I didn't hide that one. Doesn't matter. Controllers. Again, as we learned last week, be patient. You're about speed, time. You got to be patient. Not everyone is operating in your speed. You are hyper speed. People are still crawling. You are hyper speed. So you need to have patience. Have patience. Understand. So these 4 quadrants is actually very powerful controllers. Controllers, you need to take action. You need to do it fast. But some people are not working with you. Some people don't like to work with you because you're probably too fast and they can't match your speed. And a lot of people, because they cannot match your speed, they say, I better not because he's running so fast, I may slow him down, right? So you got to be more patient. Patient. Understand the phases. Understand that there are different types of people. And you got to love more. You got to love more, right? You got to operate from the heart a little bit more. A controller who has love is very powerful. A controller who has love is very powerful. Okay? You gotta care more. Care more. So if I say the controller with love is powerful, the opposite is a supporter who is fast is very powerful. A supporter who is fast is very powerful. Okay? Controller with love, 极品. Supporter with speed, 极品. Okay. Care more, right? Because you're more focused about results, position, style, money than person. So very common. Love more, care more. Simplify your steps. You're operating in so fast. Simplify it. Simplify it. Make it easier for people to follow. Simplify the steps. Have a process, right? That's how you do it. Don't argue, okay? And don't scold, all right? Controllers, if there's one thing I must tell you, don't argue and don't scold, okay? Don't argue and don't scold. Even more importantly, in Nu Skin, don't argue, don't scold, okay? Sometimes I myself lose temper myself. I have to remind myself, don't argue, don't scold, okay? I want to share a story because I think this story is so good. Now, I'm a Buddhist. I'm not here to share Buddhism, but I love this story. So Buddha is practicing, is meditating in under a tree with all his disciples. And Ananda is sitting here, right? And then an angry Lord comes over from town and very angry, I don't know why, very angry with Buddha and scolding him. Ananda wakes up from the meditation and sees this guy, a Lord, scolding him and say, you cannot do this, you cannot scold Buddha. What is this? And not only does the Lord scold, this guy also spit on Buddha and do a lot of bad things, and Buddha is still meditating. And then Ananda is coming here and saying all these things, and he's scolding God, you cannot do this. He said, Buddha, how can you let this guy do this to you? So Buddha wakes up and it says to the Lord, he says, it's thank you for coming today, and thank you for expressing your feelings, and if you want to express your feelings another day, please come back and do that again. I want to thank you today because not only have you come here to express your feelings, but you have also showed Ananda that he can still be angry. I love this story because every time I listen to this story, I remind myself I'm Ananda. Okay, so be compassionate and forgive. Be compassionate and forgive. This business is about people. This business is about relationships. This business is about people, right? Manage your energy, because if you release your energy, you give out too much, right? And you burn out, right? So you need to manage your energy. You need to be healthy. Controllers have to take care of your health. You need to take care of your mind and your stress level, because you operate your machine at such a stress level, you wear out faster than most people, right? Manage your expectation, manage your energy, understand the phases. Don't get, how come I'm not making money? How come I do this in 6 months really? How come I'm not making the money I want? Understand the phases, understand the process. Look at what you do. Is your expectations, is your effort matching your expectations? Are you putting in the effort to create the expectations? Do you understand the logic of people, the people's personality? That some people take more time. Some people are analyzer. You can't rush an analyzer, right? So you have to focus on leading rather than managing. You want to focus on leading, coming up and saying, I'll show you how, rather than why you cannot, right? So you need to lead versus manage. And again, this is a people's business. At the end of the day, it's not a shampoo. At the end of the day, it's a person who uses the shampoo, right? It's not the TR90. It is the life that you affect, and that they can see the opportunity, that they build the opportunity to change your lives. It's about building relationships. It's about understanding others and understanding yourself. So this 4Q, this 4-quadrant training is very, very important for controllers. Now, I say that not because you don't. I say that because sometimes you're so focused on results, you tend to not focus on the person, but getting the results. And sometimes that is not causing the kind of growth that you're wanting. So a controller, on a good day, you become a promoter. Hey, fine, cool. Let your head down a bit, relax a bit, okay? But when you're a bad day, you go and, hey, how come I don't? What you doing? You become analytical. So yes, so that's kind of how you are, and on a good day, on a bad day. Does that help? Okay, controllers, I noticed I didn't ask you to do much because I think replying would be a waste of your time, isn't it, right? So right on there, yeah, that's me, man. It's a waste of time. Let's get going. I want to make some money. So for controllers, you answer with money sign, money sign, money sign. When they see this, they don't see training, they see money. Right down there, money, money, money. All right, good. So again, what you resist persists. This is important to understand. What you resist persists. Each of us will resist a quadrant. Frankly, if I'm a promoter, I resist the people who are analyzed. How come like that one? How come no fun one? How come so boring one? If I'm a supporter, how come always talk about money one? How come like that one? If you're a controller, hey, how come like that one? Always charity, helping other people. Hey, make some money lah. This is what practical. We to be practical, make money. What about talk of feelings for what? That's a waste of time, right? So we resist, right? And if we continue to resist them, guess what? It happens again. It happens again. It happens again. All right. So the whole point about this is that we resist the opposite quadrant. So in other words, your development is in the opposite quadrant. If you are a promoter, you need to learn how to be like an analyzer. If you are a supporter, you want to learn how to be like a controller. So the opposites are what you resist. The opposites are what you marry and complete you. But the opposites are also where you will learn and where you will improve in those areas. Okay? So there's a saying, right? 那里有困难，那里就是你的力量. Where there is a challenge, that's where there is power, right? So if you find that you are a supporter and controllers are a challenge, right? That's where you have power. Well, I'm not saying that supporter has power of love, but there's power there that you can learn and develop, that making you more complete, making you more centered, making you more versatile. Versatility, being open, being accepting, being able to shift, being able to be a promoter, controller, analyzer, and supporter, being able to adjust, being able to talk to a promoter, talk to a controller, support the supporter, analyzer, being able to influence a promoter, controller, supporter, analyzer, being versatile. being versatile. A lot of leaders that I've seen, I've observed them, I've looked at them, I've kind of looked at their personality. Sometimes it's hard to find because they become versatile. They can be crazy, they can be certain, and they can be full of love. And they're very versatile, okay? If you find yourself and you say to yourself, I'm like that, I'm not the type, or I cannot change, sometimes out of anger and out of ego, well, I hope that you kind of understand the reason to come to the center, the reason to be versatile. Are you guys with me? All right, give me a 1 if you want to be versatile. Give me 1 if you want to be versatile. Okay, now the reason to be versatile in Nu Skin business is not only single level. Guys, Nu Skin is 5%, 6 levels. So you don't only lead G1, you lead G1, G2, G4, G5, G6, and G15 or 20. Because you're level 1, you enroll. They know who you are. He's like that one. Yeah, he's like that one. But your G2 don't know who you are. Your G3 don't know who you are. And your G4 definitely don't know who you are. But you're going to have to work with them. So if you have one particular style, only can work with G1, then you're not going to be able to lead G2, G3, G4. So you want to be in the versatile so that you can be centered and you will be able to drive deep and communicate with all depths of that level, right? Nu Skin's plan, the velocity plan, helped us squeeze from 12 to 6. Now we have to focus on driving deep, right? Driving deep. We have to be able to relate, build, coach, train, mentor, guide, all deeper levels, because that's how the plan works, right? And that's how you make your 5%, 6 levels. That's how you maximize Nu Skin's plan. So being versatile, being able to communicate with all sorts of people is important. Yes, I understand. Build on your strength. If I'm there, you don't have to change too much. I'm not saying that you don't have to change too much. I'm saying that if you are versatile, you will be able to reach even more people. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Okay? Make sense? Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Give me a 1 if that makes sense. I think it's very important that you guys are interacting, because I need to know what you're thinking. I can't see you. Sometimes I see. I hope that you understand all the reason I'm giving you these negatives or positives and what you need to improve is not to say that you're bad, but to enhance yourself to be more versatile, because it's not just what I want, it's what the plan requires. So again, as I said for many times, we're not here to box you in. We're here to unleash your potential. We're not here to say this is who you are. I'm telling you, this is who you can be. This is who you can be, right? And this is so much more than you can be, not just who you are. So a bit about social media. So it's very important, and definitely social media is very, very big. And the thing is, how do we use 4 quadrants and particularly branding ourselves? Because social media is so big, it's everywhere, it's our life, right? The first thing you do is your phone and your Facebook and your social media and WhatsApp has also stories, and then Instagram has stories. And I know some people say, oh, I'm sick and tired of social media, but sometimes you can't say that because, well, you could be an analyzer. But if you say that you're avoiding a very big market, you're avoiding a very big picture. So I know that we're not talking about that. I don't think any one of you here today, I think we just want to leverage as much as possible. So again, looking at the trend of data today, I'm sure every one of the people here today use Facebook. So you can roughly say that there are this amount of people on Facebook. There are a lot of promoters, supporters, analyzers, and controllers. And you roughly can tell, because you're seeing people who post a lot are probably promoters and supporters. Analyzers, they probably share more factual information. They score more people, and controllers may very rarely, they don't even comment or do anything or even like. They don't want to waste their energy on a tab to like. And maybe they will be more specific to a certain political party or some stand or something, or so they post very rarely, and that's the way it is, right? So if you're posting something on a promoter, control, supporter level, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of people like, because people will like, and most of them will be like that, because of friends, and oh yeah, I'll give you a like and stuff like that. Yeah, and then controller allies probably won't. But then again, we want to attract more people, isn't it? We want to attract the right type of people. I'm not saying promoters, supporters are not right. They're already there. But we also want to control, we also want to attract controllers and analyzers as well. And Lisa, instead of 一直讲分析型什么，你直接讲 promoter, controller, supporter, analyzer 更容易。来到这里，他们那怀疑的不明白都已经明白了。Okay. I should have said that earlier for you. I didn't answer. So again, promoter. So if you are a promoter, right, and you are posting a lot of things. So if you want to be versatile and attract more people, you probably want to start thinking about posting things that are on the opposite quadrant, right? More things about science, some details, numbers, facts. And if you want to use 1, 2, 3. Now, you may not know these things. Then what do? Then try to copy from leaders who are analyzers, because that's how they post, copy and paste. And then you have that. Maybe change your feeling a little bit, the first 2 sentences, how I experience this, how I feel, which is great. You don't want to copy exactly, right? And then if you are a supporter, you want to post things that are more certain, like instead of saying, oh, is this beautiful, and say, oh, this is where I want to go, this is my dream, I can see my future with Nu Skin. Words that are more certain, bigger goals rather than, or goals, because supporter, you never post your goals at all, right? You're afraid to post your goals. People laugh at you when you post your goals. You might talk about more money. You never talk about money. You never talk about vision. You only talk about your pet, your dog, your flower, your family, your kids, and those things. So you need to add this into your postings. You may not be used to it, right? But hey, that's why you need to be versatile and allow yourself and break through in these areas. Analyzer, you know what you need to do. Have more fun, post more, make a mistake. Like, for example, you go to Queens Bay Mall or a mall and you park your car and then you forgot where your car is. Talk about that. Post a picture and you can't find your car, right? Because that makes you more human, right? And it's laugh and have some fun, right? Post things with some color, add some color into your life. Be more energetic, be more adventurous, go for a hike, post a hike. Those are things that you can do. Controllers, it's not. I'm sorry, analyzers and controllers, sometimes you don't post anything at all, maybe once a month only. You're more like a submarine, a permanent submarine. So controllers, analyzers, you probably have to post family, your spouse, your kids, nature, team, charity. You want to let people know you're not just who you are this. You can be that. You're human, right? You enjoy these things too, right? It's not all about money, isn't it? So, and the reason today's training, we said social media and development, I realized that if I didn't talk about, I moved the personal development first before the social media, okay? It's because this is really how you apply this and practice this. So being a controller, these are things that you would post. Now I'm saying these are the only things, and I didn't build my Nu Skin business all on social media, but I believe that social media has become such a big part of us that people don't see willing, they see what I post, isn't it? Unfortunately, it may not be the right thing to do or the right thing they see because they need to know the real me. But if you're just posting the analyzer, you're not going to attract people. You're not going to attract different types of people. And again, I'm not saying that analyzers are no good or supporters are no good. But hey, the whole journey is to become a more complete person. The whole journey is to become more versatile. Okay? So these are things I posted and Casey posted, and I didn't do any other because I didn't want to, show what this is. So I post these. What I do. So I post my dad and my kid a little bit, right? And for me, that shows, of course, I'm a supporter, and I kind of like to show family a little bit. Casey is probably more analytical, more controlling. And so she's showing, hey, we signed up this person who is a business owner and look at the results, and notice she hashtags bosses, right? To grab the attention of controllers. And I do another one where, again, it's about team, it's about quote, and showing people, large numbers to attract what kind of people? Okay. And then this one is more of a business to show people who are looking at business. And, hey, we don't have one person doing the business. I say that when you see one person, that is proof. But when you see 1,000 people, hey, that's a business market. That's a market potential. I'm here trying to attract the controllers, the analyzers. And the next one is I'm giving you statistics and data that we are number 1 or we are among the number 5. And our stock price is doing good. Why? So I'm attracting different types of people. Here, again, showing number 1, who are they? And then here is results, okay? And a very certain type of language. 9 months of Jin didn't do anything, but 3 months of this changed everything. So something that's certain, the language, the tone. And then Casey will post this. There's this event that we had a month ago. And then I saw this, somebody sent this out. I thought it was very good to show the company, the strength, the numbers. Remember, the numbers are very good. So the analyzer will pay attention to the numbers, right? And then I do my own lives to attract promoters maybe, and maybe some controllers saying, who guy using LumiSpire, where got? So I'm doing this to show guys that, hey, I use LumiSpire too, hey, I can do this too. Analyzers, of course, will never like or comment, but they'll pay attention, they'll look, right? Oh, I see. They start to gain the belief slowly, right? And I do push-ups just to have fun, add a little bit of things that I do, maybe to tell them, hey, I also want to help mental health, to kind of expand a bit on how people see me, right? And of course, as a leader, sometimes I post for my organization, and because I need to show up as a leader, I would have to do these things anyway, right? And of course, this is why I love a picture of the Penang showcase, and to show, hey, this is a business. I don't have to keep stock. Who am I attracting? Analyzers, business people who are talking about money. So this is the stuff that I post. And I post this. Why? Well, because I love her. That's all. Show the world. Why not? Let them know that, hey, I'm a human being. And I think that I do this not just to show off, but I think I want to expand people. I want to allow people to also have the courage to do so themselves, okay? And to express love. And sometimes as a leader, we cannot do just small things. We have to do big things. We cannot just say something. We have to enlarge it. Because what you say, your downlines will do half of it. And if you do half of whatever, then they'll do even tinier. And that's why leaders have to do big things, okay? So that downlines may do half, but that's a lot already for them, okay? So, and Casey, posts up a while ago when she did the training. She says, when you are living the best version of yourself, you inspire others to live the best versions of themselves. And I think for a lot of you, especially for analyzers, controllers, you're not going to post because you think, why post? Let people know my life. I'm not so capable. You let people come into my life. I don't want. You will have that feeling, right? And I'm specifically for controller and analyzers, because you don't see value. You don't know, why am I doing this, isn't it? But I also want to let you know that you're doing Nu Skin as a business. You're using Facebook or Instagram as a tool to market and reach out to people. So there is a reason to this. You're not showing off. And if you think that you're showing off, what you're really doing is you're letting people know that this can be your best version of yourself. You are here to inspire people. You're not here to show off. There's a big difference between the word impress and the word inspire. Write that down. There's a big difference between the word impress and inspire. Okay? Impress is, look at my car. Isn't that cool? That's impress. Inspires, you know what? I work hard for my car. You can get that car too. That's inspire. So know the difference between impress and inspire, right? So if you feel that you're posting something, oh my God, that's not my type. I'm not like that. I don't post people like that one. Guess wrong. You're here to do Nu Skin business. You're here to attract and be versatile. You're showing other people that can be a potential for you as well. You are inspiring people, okay? And there are many people out there who will be inspired. The people who think like you, post that, what a waste of time, post your kids, or you're showing off your kids. Those people who say things like that, don't worry about them. Don't worry about them, because we still need people who work 9 to 5. We still need people who need to go out and do stuff. If they don't want to do Nu Skin, it's fine. But don't let these people who give you this criticism and judgment stop you from living the best version of your life. Because when these people see enough, they'll start to say, how come I don't have that life? I also want that, ma. That's true. So you are inspiring them to have that. You're not posting a bag just because you have a bag. You want to show people potential. Okay, does that make sense? Because that's the dilemma and conflict of most controllers and controllers and analyzers. Why do I need to do that? I don't need to show. I don't want people to. You don't want the attention. But in Nu Skin business, you want the exposure. You want to reach out. You want to inspire people. You are not analyzer for life. You are going to be versatile for life. That's the key. Being versatile for life. You get that? If you get that, give me a 5 if you get that. And because this is a heavy topic and it's heavy. Some people may not be comfortable with this topic. But if you get it, give me a 5 and say, hey, I got it. I got it. I'm a controller. I'm an analyzer. I get what you mean. I probably have to break through. I probably have to do something milder. I don't want to show everything. I want to show something. All right? Because you want to be versatile. Okay, we're gearing up a little bit more. I'm almost done. But I'll talk about meditation. So some of you, controller, promoter, analyzer, are having some conversations right now. So meditation is about sitting, it's about sitting still. It's still the small voice within. You're telling the small voice within, still. Small voice within. All right, I love this definition of meditation. So why am I talking about meditation? We all know meditation is powerful. Ellen Nagel talked about it. Almost everybody talks about it. And I was introduced to it, and more seriously in the past few months during the MCO. It reduces stress. It quiets the mind, which is important. It's about self-discovery, healing, and transformation. We all know this. And if you want more information about this, I have a very good link. You can try it out there. Meditation for Q. I made it short for you to type and remember. Meditation for Q. bit.ly, meditation for Q. Now, the reason why I bring meditation is because of this. If I talk about meditation, the promoters will start to think, they can't sit still. They cannot sit down and be still for 10 minutes, right? And then if they are, they're going to say, hey, is it time for lunch? Is it time for, I'm hungry already? So they can't, right? They can't still themselves. If I tell the supporter to meditate, they'll be very conscious, people looking at me, and close my eyes, and supporters don't want to close eyes, because if they close eyes, people will see me, and what will they see? If they see the bad side of me or the good side of me, so they're so conscious, and people laughing at them. Is that true or true? Write that down if that's true for you. If meditation, the word meditation makes you think in your quadrants this way, right? That you're so conscious about meditation. If I say meditation to an analyzer, I say, okay, breathe. Correct or not? Am I doing it right? And then you're supposed to see some light, right? They say you can focus on your breath and say, how come I don't see the light? What am I doing? So you can't even be still because you're trying to think whether or not you're thinking correctly, isn't that? So that's replaying in your mind. If I say meditation to controllers, so what the hell? What am I doing? Come here to do meditation? That's a waste of time. What am I doing here? Isn't it? Even though they sit down, they can't quiet. They're focused about getting the result or making the money. So meditation, I feel, it's a very powerful breakthrough tool. Yes, it is. I believe that I just discovered this and I say, hey, this is very good. Why? I'll tell you the benefits for each promoter, supporter, controller, analyzer. A promoter, if they meditate, this is what happens. It improves your focus because you're focused. It improves your concentration because promoters are everywhere. Distraction. But if you can meditate for 10, 5, 2 minutes, you're getting focused. You're concentrating. You're getting more mindfulness. You're understanding more things. You're more regulated. That's powerful, man. That's very powerful. And if a supporter meditates, it improves energy. It improves acceptance, right? If you can do this, you're accepting yourself for being laughed at you. You're accepting yourself. You're going through the right process. You're thinking. You're more regulated. You're building more self-confidence. And I believe that. If I talk to an analyzer, guess what? Analyzer, to be able to sit there and not think of anything but just the breathing, it's a big power. It's a big lesson for them to just freaking let go, man. Just let go. Forgive. And when you let go and forgive, you will find passion because you start to think about the right things. You start to have clarity of mind to know what you're supposed to do. Clarity of mind. An analyzer is thinking left, right, center. The clarity of mind, right? If a controller does meditation, guess what? The controller is operating at what? At 24/7 a day, right? And so he's more relaxed, less stress, better health, peace of mind to relax the mind, to think clearly, to have a peace of mind, and to realize love and acceptance and gratitude. Just one action of meditation can give every one of us our breakthroughs. Now, I'm not an expert. I'm not. I did some, but the more I think about this, the more powerful meditation is. And I get it. And it's not just for any one of us. It is for all of us. And I don't connect meditation to any religion, but I'm just thinking meditation alone, just breathing and being quiet and still gives so much benefit. All right. I hope you enjoy that. All right. Today. Okay. We're almost ending. Sorry. So we learned a lot. And in the beginning of week 1, we said, what was this training about? About us to be leaders, to talk to people, to do sales, to present, to build confidence, to work as team, to have results, to influence others, to know and be confident of ourselves and don't care what people say, and to create results and have an A1 life. I hope that these 4 weeks give you this. May not give you right away, but as you practice and you start to develop and learn about yourself, right? And I wish this for you. I wish this for you. Not just about Nu Skin, but relationships with kids, with parents, with spouse, with yourself, most importantly, with nature, which is very important now, right? And with your parents, it is so important. So again, how to practice this? Know yourself, know others, shift your communication. When people come and get coaching from me, I find out, so what quadrant are you? Number 1. And they're telling me about a case. I ask them, what quadrant are they from? Number 2. And then we talk about what to shift, what to communicate. All right. So again, in week 1, I talked about this. I don't even remember this story. Yeah, you remember the story? So this story is about, not the horse that wins is not better than the second horse by 10 times, even though the reward money is 10 times. Because he won by a nose, just a nose. So today, what you learn today, can make that much difference, can then create for you 10 times the results in your life by just improving on communication, knowing yourself, meditating. Meditating alone probably can give you 10 times benefit in your life in many, many factors, as I shared just now, right? Again, there's homework, okay? So do the opposite of your quadrant. If you're a promoter, do what analyzers do. If you're a supporter, post some controller information to attract controllers, right? And 3, start meditating, and there's many, many guys online in YouTube. There's a thing called guided meditation, and it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes up to you. Just search guided meditation, and then you just close your eyes, just listen to the words, and they'll just guide you. It's so simple, all right? So start meditating, right? So as we all have a test, So today we have a test. We're all going to a banquet. Yay, we're going to yum cha, right? Wedding banquet. So the first to get there is the supporter. Now in the wedding banquet, there is one table, a lot of people, not full, a lot of people. And then there's another table, right? But only one person. So where will the supporter sit? Where will the supporter sit? Many table or the one with only one person? Supporter.
Many table.
No, the supporter will sit with the person, with one person, with one table, because he wants to help that person. Or you're one person sitting there, so must love the person, must support the person, so sit with that person. Oh, all right. So now the promoter comes in. Now, the table is already full, okay? The table is full, and the supporter table, 3 people only. Where will the supporter sit? Where will the promoter sit? Where will the promoter sit? Where will the promoter sit? That's right. They'll sit where the main full table is. He'll grab a chair, shift, squeeze in. That's what the promoter will do. Okay, so now the controller comes in. Where will the controller sit? Now remember, a controller, what does a controller do? The controller will sit. Okay, this is what you need to do, everybody. I think everybody stand up. You two go over there, you go over there. Food, we can deliver now, we can start now. Come on, music, let's go. The controller will control what? Everything, okay? And then, yes, that's right. So the analyzer, where will the analyzer sit? Where will the analyzer sit? The analyzer won't come to the banquet. Too many people, noisy, chaotic, a lot of risk. Don't know if the food there is clean or not. Check the rating, not very good also. I'd rather eat at home. Okay? All right, does make sense? All right, good. So I learned these skills, and these skills helped me set me free. I learned many skills. I learned from Philip, I learned from Janet, I learned from Joseph, I learned Tai Chi and Carissa. I learned many skills from many outside lines and sidelines and leaders and company and many leaders out there. And I'm so blessed to learn from all of them. But learning skills set me free. You want to be free? Learn skills. Will it be easy? Not. But it helped me achieve dreams. One of the reasons I did Nu Skin is not just to be free with Casey and the kids, but also to spend time with my parents. My dad is 80, 86, 87. Not very mobile now. You know, every year you will see a very big difference between his mobility. And I'm so blessed that I'm able to spend time with my parents in the past 12 years of Nu Skin. 12 years of full-time Nu Skin gave me so much time to spend with them. So, you know, I'm very inspired by why this business works and why it's important. And because these are the important people. And if you need to break through and you find it challenging to break through, think about these people you're breaking through for, okay? So it is all about growing people, right? Growing people. Every day it's growing people, growing people, growing people. So remember, these skills are to grow yourself and to grow people. So as an engineer of Casey and me to today, and we have added 2 more people into our family. And because we have the time, because we have the freedom, because we have the youth, because we have the money, the finances, and because Type 5, because of having and following this Type 5 philosophy and believing in this Type 5 philosophy and guiding people to have this Type 5 philosophy and something that we can never get if we work for somebody else or having a traditional type of business. You won't have Type 5. Only grateful for Philip and to teach us Type 5, you know, to allow me to share these skills and experiences I have for people. And I hope that this will help you become a versatile and a leader. Again, I'm only a student and I learn every day, but it is so gratifying to be able to use this skill for the past 18 years and to teach it to help people become better at this. Yeah, all right. So thank you very much again. I think next week we will have a Q&A session. So thank you, Lisa, for translation. Philip, back to you.
Yes. Hi. Oh.
Okay, Philip.
Okay. Hello, Wei-Ling. I really learned a lot in the last 4 chapters from you. I really learned a lot. I know you don't have. I know you already reserved the time next week for all the question and answer. I think it is very necessary. Well, we have lots of questions about what we learned from the last 4 chapters. Especially, we applied what we learned, and then we will meet some kind of questions, and that's why next week, same time, we will have Wellington to answer all your questions. But I want to ask a questions myself. I think Wellington have time for me today, only for me.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to ask something. And then also my questions is also want the other people to know what is my question. So Wellington, I want to know that, let's say I'm a controller. Well, if I only don't care anyone and I speak the way, I talk the way, I act the way as a controller, then that means there is still a big group of people cannot communicate with me and cannot accept me. Like what I learned in the last 4 chapters. But if we apply what you learn, what will happen is I am still a controller, but people don't notice that. And because they don't notice that, and I am more acceptable to those 3 quadrants, if I really apply everything what I learned from you.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. Very good.
I see.
Awesome. That would
Mm.
be a very good way of describing it. People don't see you as a controller because you don't show 100%, but they will buy you because you have everything, right? Because they don't know who you are, but they will listen to you. You know, they will listen to you because you're controller. Promoter will listen to you because you're controller, but yet you don't have the strong controlling, you know, things like, you know, I don't care. You got to listen to me. Some people will listen to you, but not many.
I see. So, as a long term, I'm wondering, as a long term, this controller, like usually from my point of view, a controller is a very strong person, don't care. That is my. So, as a long term, when the controller apply what he learned from you, and may I ask, will he become more softer? If I want to describe the character, will it become more softer? Can I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I would say that, remember, you know, we all have a home. That means if I'm a controller, I'm probably always a controller. This applies only when you are with people. When you're at home by yourself, who cares who you are, right? You can be who you are, it doesn't matter. Most important is how you use it with other people. Not so much as to become a controller, but who you are with people. To use it, to be practical with it, right? It's no use if you're controlling, but if you are controlling and you do not create the results in your life and you're not communicating with people, you can bring people in, but people don't want to follow you, then you're not really doing Nu Skin. You're not getting the results until you start to communicate with them and work with them and build relationship, build trust with these people. So you won't become softer, but you will become people can relate to you, connect with you, listen to you, work with you. They want to work with you better, and that is good for the business. At home, turn off the light. You can be a controller every day. Also can.
That's really good. Great. Thank you, Willing. Let's give a round of applause for Willing Tang. The training today, fantastic. You know.
Thank you.
So next week, Willing Tang will do the question and answer for us, and I wish everybody come here and we take a group photos with all the Thai 5 hands on our chapter 5. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, our host tonight. Thank you, our MC Lisa, our translator Lisa, and also our Alan and Ray for our host tonight. Thank you, everybody. Let's see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Alan.